This Ask Misty is actually kind of difficult for me to answer. Dear Misty, I've been dating this guy for a while now, and we were both virgins, which I know to be a fact. We are in love, and we started having sex. We do not use condoms. However, he has never come inside of me. Is this okay if I know in my heart that we are in a monogamous relationship? Oh, this question's fucking me up. Okay. In my heart and in my soul, I'm gonna tell you, always wear a condom at the end of the day. However, when you are in a monogamous relationship and you know that your partner is faithful and you are faithful and you like you hashtag married, after 6 months and you go get tested and you're still both negative and you're still both clean, I do think it's okay to remove the condom situation like married people would. However, how do you know for a fact that he's a virgin? How do you know for a fact that he has no STDs? How do you know for a fact? Unfortunately, we live in a very fucked up society where people like to lie. I don't even know your age, so you could be like 10 years old and you're both obviously virgins because you're 10 or whatever, but you could also be 30-year-old virgins. I don't know, you didn't explain your situation, but we do live in a society where people like to lie and people like to manipulate and people like to control situations. For example, I generally date straight guys. And I can't even tell you how many times I've been out with straight guys that tell me I'm the first T-girl they've ever been with. Only to find out later that they've already dated most of my friends. And that shit's fucked up. Like, I used to believe I'm your first unique encounter. I'm your first T-girl experience. Because you told me I was your... I've never done this before. You know, I'm curious. I might be bisexual or I just want to whatever. And then sometimes I remember thinking in my head like, wow, you suck dick really good for a straight guy that's never done this before. Or whatever. And then I find out that most of my friends have already dated this guy. Long story short, people like to believe fantasies. People like to believe whatever they want. And they want you to believe it. Well, I've never done this before. Maybe they are... For example, I like to get on tangents. I used to have this friend who was Italian. We were actually really good friends, and we went to the nude beach all the time. Back then, when I first moved to Florida, I used to go to the nude beach every Tuesday. Me and two of my best friends. And I knew for a fact that this guy was 4.5, maybe 5 inches long. Because sometimes we'd fall asleep and he'd get hard on the beach, whatever. I saw him fully erect. I never touched it. We were not like that. We were just friends, and if we'd wake up like, oh my god, look, he's hard, whatever. But, long story short, when we were out in the clubs, he always told people he was 9 inches long. Always. Like, so much that me and the other friend would look at each other and like make weird faces because hashtag we both saw him naked hard while he was asleep. And I even took a picture with it one time, be like, is this 9 inches? To be like, cause I'm confused. No wonder girls are so bad at math. Guys are saying this is 8 inches, you know, whatever. But, and finally at the end of the day I was like, okay, are you trying to convince yourself? Or are you trying to convince me that you're 9 inches? Because you're not. Like, stop saying it. I finally, after a while, maybe that led to our non-being friends. I don't remember what led to our non-being friends. But we're not even friends anymore. We don't even talk. But anyways, I finally got fed up with it. I'm like, dude, stop telling people you're 9 inches. You're not. And he's like, yeah, I am. I'm Italian. I'm like, first of all, being Italian does not make you 9 inches. Being black does not make you 9 inches. Being Latino does not make you 9 inches, or Cuban or whatever. Like, you can't just say I'm Italian and have 9 inches. It's not the way it is. First of all, I've seen you fully erect on the nude beach. Yeah, so, long story short, he could be lying. He could be trying to convince himself. He could be trying to convince you that you're virgins. You can't take his word for it. If you think he's a virgin or you know for a fact he's a virgin because he's a horrible lover, he could just be a horrible lover. Or he could be playing the game. Again, guys like to play games. They'll tell you they love you to sleep with you. They tell you they want you because they want to come or whatever. Like, you can't trust guys. Now, again, I don't know how old you are, and I don't know you, and I don't know your situation. But if you truly are virgins and you are both non-exposed to horrible things like venereal disease, Ideally, you're both negative of all diseases, and therefore, of course, you can be in a non-condom relationship. But initially, at least for the first 6 months, on all relationships, I'm going to tell you, you need to respect yourself and protect yourself, because you don't know. And if your partner might not be monogamous, he might be giving you stuff. So if you're not in a monogamous relationship, or if you don't trust your partner, I would still wear condoms, because you never know. Worst case scenario, he would be giving you some kind of bullshit, and you don't want that. But wow, that question fucked me up. And yeah, that's a good question. I hope I gave you a good answer. It might not be the one you want, but I don't know. I don't think you should be having bareback sex for 6 months. Loving you, Tizzy.